Hey guys, Harry here, back for Katawa shoujo, and look, we got a little picture because we completed another act. And I was thinking to myself, oh that's so cute, and then I realized, isn't that the weeping angel pose? Just saying, you know, I didn't find that scary, but I don't know, they were like the medium ones, they were the ones in like, I was a big fan of Doctor Who. I mean the ones now are just kind of, I just think they're horrible. But yeah, I was like a really big fan of them. Like, oh, The Empty Child, I found that one, like, watching that as a kid. Even now, it's just like, no. And then there was the National Art, like, it was just those two. I swear, it was, there's probably a couple I could think of, and it'll be like, yeah, those are pretty good. But, oh, it was those two. I remember those were just really scary, and by extension, the best. Either way, where was I? So, yeah, Hanako and Tan. Isn't that a weird place to, like, end the first act on a cliffhanger? I don't know, it seems like it should be right, but shouldn't the act be closure? Like, I think it's right, but I feel like it's wrong. How weird. Anyway, my alarm blares in. Wait, I have cookies. Right, tell you what, I've done enough. Well, I haven't done enough apparently, because I'm just going to eat a cookie for a minute. Ha ha. Sorry about that. Best way to eat a cookie, you know, got to crunch up and then kind of like just like dissolve. Cookie. Anyway, my alarm blares in my ears, only to be swiftly silenced by my fist. Yeah, punch that thing. Who cares? My voice switches into auto mode, carrying my subconscious self out of bed and into my uniform. As always, my bowls of pills sit on the desk, patiently waiting for me to take them, and I pick out my daily dosage of medicine, 17 what? 17, damn. I was expecting like 2 in the morning, 2 at night, damn. Damn. Before I know it, I'm opening the door to class 3-3. But I see I'm not the only one who seems to be a little hungover from festival week. Every face in the classroom looks gaunt. With the festival now over, it's as if everyone's life dreams have been achieved. With nothing left to live for, the students have relied on instinct alone to guide them the class. Or maybe I'm reading too much into it. I slowly wait my... Oh, wait. That's not... There. I started my timer, so I know how much I've been recording for. Because... Actually, then again, why do I start a timer? I generally don't care. I normally just end when 2 major things have happened anyway. I don't know. If I need it, I suppose. I slowly make my way to my seat. It's only then I realise why the room is so peaceful. The seats beside mine are blissfully empty. World's loudest interpreter for the deaf as yet to arrive. Just as I'm about to sit down, the door flies open, revealing a resplendent Misha. Shut up, phone. I'm doing stuff. Why is there a ring? Shut up. Doing stuff. Revealing resplendent Misha, drills bobbing from the dramatic entrance and arms stretched towards the sky. Yo, it's all over. It would appear that not anyone is affected by the post-festival depression. The rest of the class glare at her, obviously thinking the same thing I am. Misha, still frozen in the doorway with her arms still in the air, nervously looks around. It's obvious that she senses the foul mood, but can't work out exactly what to do. Suddenly she jerks forward. Hey! As she stumbles in the classroom, she reveals Shizune, arms still extended from when she shoved Misha. Thanks for the entertainment, but shouldn't you two take your seats? Oh no. Still slightly embarrassed, Misha takes a few seconds to realise she has to translate. Oh yeah, Shishan says she's not happy with you ditching us last week. Wait. Are they not pissed? Is she not pissed off when I was... Yeah, I remember that. Kinda gave her a cold shoulder. We were really busy. Is that so? What about stuff I already did for you two? She says that only counts for council members. Since you declined, she doesn't owe you anything. Misha leans closer and whispers conspirately in my ear. Actually, I think it's just a little sore that you didn't spend the day with her. Aww. She's really thankful for your work last week, though. You remember the cold shoulder, right? Sensing that she's being talked about, Shizune lightly raps her fingers on her desk until Misha turns around and faces her. I can't understand any of the fast-paced signing that's going on, but from Shizune's slightly embarrassed expression and Pisha's poorly contained laughter, I can guess. While this exchange is happening, the door opens once again, this time at a much more reasonable pace. Hanako quietly enters the room and pulls the door closed behind her. Peering out from under her hair, she quickly scans the classroom. Her eyes meet, and she suddenly stiffens. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and then walks over to my desk. Good morning, Isel. It's like, aww. Good morning, Hanako. A little late on you. Dude, shush. I was talking to Lily. About today. So you've got a list then? We can leave straight after class in that case. Sure. I mean, manly stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Hanako briefly flashes her embarrassed smile at me, then hurries off to her seat. During classes, it becomes apparent that it's not only the students that are a little despondent after the festival. Mutao simply gives us a list of exercises in the textbook and then sits behind his desk. Goddamn. I totally forgot about the brief lunch period for a moment. Such is a banality of the day. It's mind-numbing, and everyone seems surprised when the bells signal at the end of the lessons. As I'm packing up my bags, Shizune and Misha flank and trap me. Fishan, it's not too late to join up. There's a lot of post-festival paperwork for us to... What? That's like the worst way to someone to join ever. You can help with the paperwork. Sorry Misha, I've got plans. As if sensing the cue, Hanako appears behind me, holding a small bag and trying to avoid eye contact with the outside world. Misha's eyes open wide and she bursts in laughter. You move fast, don't you, Shan? We won't disturb your date any further. Behind the roaring Misha, I see Shizune taking far too little interest in the scene. I might be taking this the wrong way, but I think she's deliberately ignoring me. Probably. I feel a gentle tug on my shirt and turn to see Hanako's eyes fixed firmly on the floor. Gotcha, Shizune. Misha, I'll see you later. I'm still not interested in the council. Spoil sport. Misha and Shizune retreat in the hallway, happily signing to each other. Got all your stuff? Let's head out. Floods of students pour out the school gates and onto the road into town. It's a little weird. It's almost a scene from any other high school, but the illusion fades because the occasional wheelchair or missing limb. One thing I do notice is that nobody's alone. And as Hanako and I pass through the gates, I notice that she closes the distance between us. Not enough to be considered close, but she certainly isn't at her usual, just a little far position. I guess we're not familiar enough for her to get as close as she does with Lily. However, even though she has moved a little closer to me physically, mentally she seems to have travelled a mile. Her hands clutched around the leather straps of her bag to the point of whitening her knuckles, her head down and mouth pursed closed. She almost looks like she's being walked to the principal's office for the first time. I try to stifle a giggle at the thought, but it's futile. What's the matter? There's no point in hiding it. Sorry, for a second there it looked like you were getting in trouble. But what do you mean? I think you need to relax a little. We're not going too far. There's only students around, right? Right? It bothers me a little to see Hanako so worked up. And you do this every week, don't you? Yes, with Lily. Of course, with Lily. I wonder if has she even left the school without her? Don't seem like much at first glance. Hanako's dependence on Lily is absurdly heavy. If she can't even handle leaving the school without her, how would she have managed to survive if the two had never met? Would she have found someone else to latch on to? And what drew her to Lily? Was it a lack of eyesight, or was Lily just kind enough to lend a hand? I wonder if anyone would have fit the bill. Well, I'm here. Besides, we're not going far. It'll be over before you know it. Hanako's knuckles slowly regain their colour as she tries to hide a small smile, but the effort of that seems to prevent further conversation. We We travel side by side down the winding road towards the town. The crowd of students thin as we continue along the sidewalk. Faster students rush ahead and the less mobile ones fall behind, rarefying the crowd into nothingness. By the time we reach the convenience store, we're practically alone. Using me as a shield between her and the attendant, Hanako moves through the narrow aisles, adding an assortment of items to her basket. Bread, milk, tea... What? What kind of convenience store sells that? Well, that explains it. Then again, nothing about this town seems normal, which may not be such a bad thing in retrospect. Everything is so different and uncomfortable. Dwelling on such matters really isn't an option. When I think about it, it reminds me of Hanako. No matter how much you try, you can't escape her scars. They still interrupt my train of thought when I see them. As much as I don't want to admit it myself, I think I'm forcing myself to try to ignore them. Not that I'm scar-free myself, the jagged line down my sternum will never completely fade away. I just have the luxury of being able to hide it easily. But in a way, both our scars remind me that we're in this place for a reason. Hanako throws one last item to her basket and sheepishly holds it out to me, along with a few banknotes. Could you please? It takes me a second to understand what she's trying to say. Oh, you want me to pay for this? She nods, but doesn't look up. I guess this task falls to Lily on the usual occasions. Sure, let me just grab a couple of things. Hastily I grab a few essential items for myself and head to the counter with Hanako and close tow. The attendant gives me an indifferent nod as he scans the items. I suppose just ignoring us in one way to deal with the abnormalities of Yamako. They must get a lot of students here, being the closest store to school. The staff must have their own way of dealing with us, or maybe they don't. Maybe it's only me who thinks twice about my unique schoolmates. Our transaction's complete. Hanako and I head back to the street. The road is pretty much abandoned now. The students that were heading out have already left, and nobody started returning just yet. And with only the school ahead on the road, there doesn't seem to be anyone else around. The emptiness certainly reflects on Hanako. Her arms by her sides, each carrying a bag, her head no longer bowed, and back in the upright position. It's almost as she was enjoying this walk. So why all these weird things? You mix spice? Why would you need that in a school? I sometimes like to make food. Well, yeah, so do I, but spices? That's a little more advanced, don't you think? Not really. I think it's cool. You have to teach me someday. Sure. Oh my god. So I don't know what keeps happening, you know. She doesn't seem all that sure, but pushing the point doesn't seem all that wise. At the very least, she seems to be a great deal happier than she did on the walk down here. Yeah. That alone makes me a little happier. Outside the girls' dorm, Hanako and I sort out the grocery bags for our respective purchases. In comparison, my things look positively plain. I tell you, you're putting me to shame here. No, I'm not, I'm only joking. I have a stack of homework that I skipped last week, so I must leave now. Will you be alright getting that to your room? Yeah. Sure, okay then, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Oh my god, you know. We part ways and return to my room. Piles of papers sit upon my desk, begging to be completed. With the entire ruckus to last week, I barely had any time to catch up. I tried to keep up with my studies while I was in the hospital, but some of this stuff I've never seen before, even back in my old school. Totally unprepared, I pop the top of a can of drink and get to work. Look at that. Fair enough. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but sure, fair enough. Ooh, cookie. Okay. Day's really starting to heat up. This morning I woke covered in sweat. By the time the student body starts leaving their dorms with breakfast and morning dews, the sun has taken full effect. Oddly, that puts me in high spirits. It's not even 8, yet I feel like this day is going to be one of those pleasant, tranquil, warm ones. If I weren't at a school that considered every absence from class a sign of a life-threatening situation, I'll consider skipping the whole day and just relaxing in the school gardens. Yes, today will be a generally lazy day. For a second, I stop in mid-stretch and consider the nurse's warning about exercise. Maybe I should have kept up with those morning jogs. Running with someone like Emmy might have been a little testing, but if I worked at my own pace. Who am I kidding? I couldn't stick to something like that without some kind of motivation. It's not like I sit around all day. Walk to and from the convenience store counts as exercise, right? Especially the walk back up the hill. Yeah, it's no big deal. Compared to the months lying in hospital bed, I'm getting plenty of exercise. It seems I'm not alone in my appreciation of the day. Nearly every member of the class is glancing through the window and into the tantalizing sky. Even the steadfast Shizune seems to lack her usual vigor for schoolwork. Misha is raised as ever, has even unbuttoned the top button of her shirt and is fanning herself with a notebook. I must have been staring, as she's now sticking her tongue out at me. However, she shows no sign of halting her efforts, nor is she trying to hide the fact. Lunch bell seems to catch everyone by surprise, and the class empties at a much slower pace than usual. The heat seems to be draining the need to rush from everyone. Well, almost everyone. It's Al. Hey there, Hanako. What can I do for you today? Hanako already has a lunch bag in hand. I don't have to be a detective to work out where this is going. Would you like to have lunch with us again? She's like, no. It's like, oh, you know. I brought enough for everyone. Awesome. You don't have to be so stiff about it, though. Right. I take it we'll go in the tea room, please. Lee said she'll meet us in there, so we should go ahead together. No clue what kids happening there. Sounds like a plan. This heat has made me pretty hungry. Hanako breathes a sigh of relief, and I gather my things together. As usual, your other tea room is refreshing, feeling isolated from the rest of the world. Then again, usual dinner at school seems to be a bit subdued, most likely from the laziness prompted by heat exhaustion. Hanako slowly spreads the food on the table, intently focusing on every little movement, as if she's trying to keep her mind off other thoughts. It's not much, but I can tell from her demeanour that she was prepared everything with utmost care. I guess Lily isn't here yet. Should we start without her? She'll be here soon. Hanako struggles with the lid of the container of rice. Here, let me help with that. I take the container from Hanako's hands and try to force open the lid. Try as I might, it seems wedged shut. Let me guess, did you put this in while the rice was still hot? Yes, I was in a rush. I put the container on the table to punch it with a rock. I'm sure that'll work. I thought so. Seems like this is wedged shut. Need some hot water to get open. I still think a rock would work. That could be a pain in here. We'd get water everywhere. Well, in that case, how about I contribute to today's meal? At the door, Lily smiles while holding up a bag stocked with various buns and bread rolls. I can't help but do the same. Smile or hold up food. Since you two had a change of plans because of me, I thought I'd bring a little something. Thanks, Lily. Here, let me get that for you. With a little guidance, Lily's bread assortment joins Hanako's riceless batter. I hastily make some tea to complete the picture. Well, I'm looking forward to this. As I take a bite, I notice Hanako trying her hardest to not look like she's looking at me. It's nothing special. Then again, I can't really complain. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to cooking for myself. Not bad. I guess it's made with the stuff you bought yesterday? Yes? Hanako's eyes shout at me, begging for some kind of feedback. Well, it's clearly worth it. Thanks, Hanako. I wanted to show you this. After yesterday... Wait, what? It's okay. I was just a little surprised at the stuff you're buying. Hanako's always liked to experiment when it comes to food. I think it's good. Most of the time. While Lily's smile doesn't waver, the slight change in tone tells me that things have not gone so well in the past. It's not like Hanako has made people to sample her cooking. Hang on. Was Lily waiting for me to go first? You didn't start eating until after I said it was alright. Her cheeky grin tells me that this was a deliberate action on her part. I'll have to try and work out how to get one over her in the future to make up for this. Well, that's good, and that's all that counts, right? Right. Lily, satisfied not being the first to sample Hanako's creation, begins to consume the food in front of her. I find myself staring as I watch the Ring with chopsticks? And we're going to eat rice? Is that a thing? Just trying to I just, really? I, I mean, other food, sure, but rice? Really? That thing? I just can't go with that. Yeah. Yeah. The tips delicately poking and tracing to quickly ascertain the position of the food as she dexterously picks it up. One might think she was a child playing with food, if not for the situation. Though she does it with such care and thoughtlessness. It's obviously this is simple, how she eats this kind of meal. Not wanting to miss out, I start filling up myself. Hanako takes a different approach, waiting till Lily and I have her hands clear before quickly snatching up her share. Before long, the containers are empty, save for the still shut rice container. Thank you, Hanako. How's feeling? No, thank you for the bread. Yeah, it would have been disastrous if not for that. You're both welcome. But now I must be getting back. It's far too easy to be late after eating here. Yeah, I see what you mean. I think we'll just clean up here and then head off. It's just sitting and standing. And I just move the thing up and down. I know. I just find that there for some reason. Well then, good day. Lily leaves, her cane tapping way down the quiet hallway. Hanako and I quickly pack our things and stay seated, waiting for the bell. Together we stare out the window and into the endless azure sky. If we weren't waiting for the pealing of the bells, I would have sworn that time had stopped. The urge to skip class raises in my gut. I shoot a glance at Hanako, who shows no signs of moving either. Not just yet. The interval between the warning bells and the end of lunch bells passes in the blink of an eye. We really should go. People freak out and start a search party if we skip. Hanako sighs. You're right. Slowly she rises to her feet, and I follow suit. Silently, we make our way up the old stairs to the third floor, and then to our classroom. At the door, I take point and open the door ahead of Hanako, bowing my head down in apology in advance. And so we're late, teacher. I'm greeted not by stern words, nor an angered instruction take my seat, but simply by a silence created by 15 or so students trying not to laugh. Mutao, ever tardy, is yet to arrive. However, the fact that Hanako and I have arrived together is blatantly obvious. Make that about 14 students trying, and 1 student failing. The lovers return. I'm really bad at fake laughing. Yeah, thanks. You can calm down now. I step through the door and realize that Hanako is firmly pressed against my back, hiding herself from the class. With my steps going closer... Would have been a smart idea to get early. With my steps going close to my desk, she eventually breaks from me and stiffly walks to her own. Her efforts to mentally block everyone's presence for her mind are written fairly clearly on her face. Quickly checking the door for any signs of the teacher's arrival, I make a trip to Hanako's desk and whisper in her ear. Don't worry about Misha, she's always like this. I enjoyed myself today, don't swear, okay? Hanako nods her head behind her folded arms, but she still doesn't show her face. I yearn to stay and console her more, but Mutao picks the exact moment to enter the class, halfway through his lecture, as if he started it in the hallway. Which of course is directly proportional to the charge, but inversely proportional to the square of the distance. He's so engrossed in his speech that he doesn't even notice me sneaking back to my seat from Hanako's desk. While Mutao's spiel rambles on, Misha leans over to me. The teacher may not have noticed your tiredness, but I did. That much is obvious from the show you just put on. I've been instructed to let you off the hook for a day, but only on one... What? Oh, and what would that be? You have to help us... What? I crane my neck to look over Misha's shoulder. This isn't his convenient not making eye contact with me. Fine, just for the day. I've already told you I'm not joining the council, member. Of course, doing so could be considered. She looks down at her notebook, obviously looking for a place in her script. Under duress and hence would be against the regulations. How very strange you'd be considerate of the regulations now. Things should be done by the book. Should, right? It's just that the book hasn't been written for every situation, so there are times where it can be ignored. And yet you two wonder why no one else wants to be in the student council. After poking her tongue out at me, Misha returns to her workbook, and we battle our way through the latter half of the school day. Before I can even stand up, Misha and Zune have placed their hands on both my shoulders. Hey, I said I would help out. Damn. This is just insurance, Asao. Insurance. Asao? Hanako timidly tries to leave the room by circling around us, and I suddenly realise that this may be my one chance to escape. Oh hey Hanako, what's up? Hey, what makes you think you've got time to chat? Oh Alex, this won't take long. Sorry Hanako, you were saying? I was going to the library and I thought... Hanako's thumbs dance around each other, and her eyes flirt around the room. Flip, flip. Looking anywhere but at us. Sorry Hanako, but Asao has to come with us. He's got work to do. Oh, but you can help too if you like. What's that? I don't want... Damn. Not gonna lie, it's been quite a while since an option. But I don't want to choose either of them. Whoa. Wait. I still got a bit of time. Okay. But... I don't know. I don't want me, if I want to go ahead, but yeah, but no, I feel like this is a decision I just make with my eyes closed. Ah, screw it. It's that one. Izuna, I know I said I'll help out, but I forgot I've already made plans. Besides, I helped out more than my fair share last week, didn't I? Oh, that was, I promise I'll make up due some other time. Not bad. Jose and Misha release a grip on me and have a long, deep and silent conversation. We have a point there. Josh, we're only going to spend the rest of the budget on cakes. Damn! I made the wrong decision. So if you're not there, it works out better. More cake for us. So I made the wrong decision. Well, I think I did. She's in about faces. And marches out the door, and Misha skips out after her. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Last week those two were like bloodhounds. Or prison guards. Or maybe prison guards bred from bloodhounds. I can't believe I just thought of that, without even saying it out loud. I think I need to move away from Kendrick. Hey, there's nothing about feminist conspiracy in there. Never mind. Anyway, should we go to the library? Sure. Hanako follows me through the still crowded halls of the library, using me as a shield. As soon as we're through the door, Hanako bolts to the counter, where Yuku's stacking books. To try and catch up, Hanako's whispered something to her. You'll find that in non-fiction. I don't know where exactly. If you want, I can look it up. Never mind. Hey, Yuko, what's this all about? Oh, sorry. Hanako was just... It's Al. Hanako was just looking for a book on... nothing. A book on nothing? In the non-fiction section? I was just... I should have glanced at Yuko. She seems like she's about to burst from the pressure of keeping Hanako's request secret. Yuko, what did... Chess! She's looking for a chess book. I make a mental note to never entrust Yuko with any important information. Yuko! I'm sorry, Hanako. It just slipped out. In the first 2 seconds. But it's not a secret anymore. Come on, I'll give you a hand. I really should brush up on my skills too. Okay. Yuko disappears behind the counter in shame as Hanako and I wander in the depths of the non-fiction section. I know it's supposed to be a system for categorizing these books, but I don't see how anyone can decipher it without spending half of their life researching it. That's probably why all the librarians I know are neurotic. Towards the end of the aisle, between a book on card tricks and some books on kid games, stands a single book bearing the title Chess Tactics for Champions. Before I can reach it, Hanako has the book in her hands, clutching it to her chest. Ah. I should really stop. Well, yes, that's yours then. Mind if I borrow it when you're finished? Sure. I just really haven't played against anyone but Lily before, so I thought, damn, it's not like I was trying to beat Hanako delivery or anything, but she seems to have taken it to heart. Then again, at least this means she wants to play me again. That's a plus, right? Ha, well, it's not like I'm a master or anything. I've just played a bit before. It occurs to me that I haven't told Hanako about my condition. I falter for a second, deciding to cover my tracks. There's a conversation for another day. Before I came here... you alright? Yeah, I was just remembering something. When I think about it, I shouldn't be afraid to tell Hanako about my condition and my time in hospital. Judging by her scars, she probably spent a fair amount of her time in the hospital bed. For some reason, I can't bring it up. At least not today, and not on short notice. Eager to break off the conversation, I grab random book from the shelf. It's some book on the world's fastest roller coasters, published in 1982. Well, not very up to date, but at least it should be interesting. Well, we both got our books now. Should we go sit down? Hanako seems to accept my bluff, and we head to the reading nook in the back of the library. Neither of us say a word. We simply open our books and start reading. I tried to read my book, but it seems that in 1982, roller coasters weren't nearly as large as the ones built in the decade since. Most of the ones listed are made of wood. Something about that doesn't seem safe to me. If I'm going to ride on something potentially dangerous, I want to be made out of steel or some kind of space-age alloy that has big words like titanium or ruthenium. I quickly lose interest. My eyes wander across the reading area to rest on Hanako. Hanako seems absorbed in her book, flicking back and forth through the pages, as if confirming what she just read. I wonder if that's actually effective, or if she's just overloading herself. She unconsciously brushes her hair from her face, temporarily revealing a scar tissue. I'm still not sure about the protocol here. Is it right to ask her about her scars? Or her past? Or how long she was in the hospital? Does she still visit the doctor? They all seem like the questions that you would ask someone who just transferred to your school, translated into the local language. But to date, no one's just directly asked me for any... Well, yeah, well, except Rin. Well, I don't think I should use her as a guide to proper social behaviour. For the time being, I'll just keep my mouth shut. If someone wants to know something, they'll tell you. Trying to force the issue might drive Hanako back into herself. I'm sorry to interrupt, but after close sight, wow, you were in for a while. Already? I checked my watch. Somehow, as if lost in thought, nearly 2 hours have passed. Do you want to check out these books? I can do on the way out. But please? I'm done. I'll drop this one back on the way back. It wasn't as interesting as I first thought. Hanako marks her place with a slip of paper and stands up. The girls head to the counter and I return my book to what I think is the right shelf. Yuko scans Hanako's book with practiced precision, yet still manages to fumble it. Oh, there we go. Third time lucky. Since this is a non-fiction book, you can only have it for a week. But that's okay. Yuko shuts down the library computer and herds us out the door. Ah, I didn't think it was this late already. You're the one who told us we had to close. Yeah, but I know that. That was before I looked at the time. I'll see you later. Wait, what? Yuko bolts down the hall, her handbag trailing behind her like an awkward streamer. I guess all librarians really are neurotic. Huh? Oh, never mind. I was just thinking I've never met a librarian that can organise their time, no matter how good they are with their books. Oh, I know what you mean. Hanako smiles in amusement. It wasn't meant to be a joke, but I must have reminded her of some other librarian. Or something. I have to get back. Yeah, me too. I didn't realise it was this late. Thanks for letting me hang out with you. No point. It's like, oh, I'm going to my dormitory room anyway. So, do you mind if I tag along? Okay. Hanako sets off out of me. I need a jog to search. Have to jog a little to reach her side. We walk through the gardens, eventually arriving in front of the dorm buildings. Man, you walk pretty fast. I used to play in a soccer club and you managed to outpace me. I kind of regret saying that. It has less to do with the pace than with the fact that my condition is significantly worse than my fitness. Hanako's reaction is odd. I expected an awkward attempt to downplay her walking speed, but she blushes while looking at her feet and smiling. Silence hangs in the air between us. It happens often around Hanako, but feels slightly different than usual this time. After a few seconds, I try to break the silence. Here you go. See you in class tomorrow. Sure. I need to stop eyeing. Hanako waves a short goodbye before pushing her way through the dorm doors. I stand back and look at them for a while, before making my way to my own dormitory room. Alright, fine. Now a good place to call it quits. So I hope you guys all enjoyed watching, and see you for another one. Bye.